In hip-hop, some rivalries never truly disappear. They don't explode anymore. They evolve. Right now, two legendary names are back in the spotlight, 50 Cent and P. Diddy. No diss tracks, no public shouting matches, just silence, side comments, and a media storm that keeps getting louder. So what's really going on between these two icons of American hip-hop? Let's break it down. 50 Cent has never been known for staying quiet. But lately, his approach has changed, and people are paying attention. On social media, he posts carefully timed messages, subtle jokes, and captions that feel intentional. He never says names, but fans don't miss the message. Today, 50 Cent isn't just a rapper. He's a media mogul, a TV producer, and a businessman who understands power, timing, and narrative control. His strategy seems clear. Watch everything, say little, and strike only when it matters. On the other side, P. Diddy is facing one of the most difficult moments of his career. For decades, Diddy represented success, influence, and luxury in hip-hop. But recently, serious allegations, lawsuits, and investigations have placed him at the center of intense scrutiny. What's most noticeable? His silence. Public appearances are rare. Statements are minimal. The energy is completely different from the confident mogul the world once knew. And in today's media landscape, silence speaks louder than words. This tension didn't start yesterday. Back in the early 2000s, 50 Cent and P. Diddy represented two opposite philosophies in hip-hop. One raw, aggressive, and fearless. The other polished, powerful, and business-driven. Even without direct conflict today, the contrast is impossible to ignore. Now, as one appears stronger and more calculated than ever, and the other faces serious challenges, many fans believe the balance of power is shifting. This isn't the era of diss tracks anymore. Today's battles are fought through silence, public perception, legal pressure, and strategic timing. And few people understand that game better than 50 Cent. Every post, every pause, every move feels deliberate. One thing is certain. The story between 50 Cent and P. Diddy is far from over. Whether this is the final chapter or just the beginning of a new phase, hip-hop is watching closely as legends face consequences, pressure, and transformation. So here's the question. Is 50 Cent playing chess while P. Diddy is fighting to survive the storm? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more real-time celebrity news. Instead of reacting emotionally, he lets events unfold. He watches headlines form. He allows conversations to happen without stepping in until he wants to. And when he does speak, it's rarely random. A short caption, a repost, a laughing emoji. Enough to spark debate, but never enough to expose himself. That's a level of restraint that surprises even longtime fans. At the same time, P. Diddy's situation continues to raise questions across the industry. Not just about him as a person, but about the system that surrounded him for decades. People are revisiting old interviews, old lyrics, old moments that once seemed harmless or glamorous. Now, they're being viewed through a completely different lens. And that's often how these moments work. History doesn't change, perspective does. Suddenly, things that were ignored, normalized, or celebrated become uncomfortable to look at. And for someone who built an empire on image, access, and influence, that shift can be devastating. What's striking is how quiet many industry insiders have become. Artists who once spoke openly, executives who once praised the culture, friends who once appeared side by side at events. Now there's distance, and distance in this industry usually means people are protecting themselves. Because hip-hop isn't just music anymore, it's business, it's branding, it's liability. And when legal pressure enters the conversation, loyalty often disappears. Meanwhile, 50 Cent continues to expand his footprint. Television deals, production credits, long-term partnerships. He's positioned himself in spaces where controversy doesn't touch him directly. but awareness does. He understands that the modern audience doesn't just consume music, they consume narratives. And right now, the narrative favors those who appear calm, strategic, and untouched by scandal. That doesn't mean 50 Cent is innocent in the eyes of everyone. He's had his own controversies, his own battles. But timing matters. And at this moment, timing is working in his favor. Another important element is generational change. Younger audiences are discovering these figures without nostalgia. They're not attached to the legacy in the same way. They're less forgiving. They want accountability, not mythology. For them, legends are no longer untouchable. And that shift is redefining how hip-hop history is being rewritten in real time. What we're witnessing isn't just a celebrity news cycle, it's a transition from an era where power protected everything to an era where exposure changes everything. And in that transition, silence becomes strategy. For P. Diddy, silence may be a form of defense, a way to avoid making things worse. For 50 Cent, silence is leverage, a way to let pressure build without lifting a finger. Two very different uses of the same tactic, and that contrast is what keeps the public watching. Because everyone senses that this story isn't finished. There are still unanswered questions, still developments ahead, still moments that could shift the narrative overnight. And when they happen, reactions will matter. Who speaks? Who stays quiet? Who distances themselves? Who suddenly reappears? In hip-hop, timing has always been everything. Dropping the right record at the right moment, making the right move at the right time. Today, that timing isn't about music. It's about survival, reputation, and legacy. And legacies are fragile. They take decades to build and moments to dismantle. So as the headlines continue, and as the silence stretches on, one thing becomes increasingly clear. This isn't about a feud anymore. It's about power shifting quietly behind the scenes. And the world is watching to see who emerges unchanged and who doesn't. Because in the end, hip-hop never forgets. It just waits. And when the moment comes, the truth has a way of speaking, whether anyone is ready or not. So now we ask again, is 50 Cent simply observing from a position of strength, while P. Diddy navigates the most critical chapter of his life? Or is there still a twist coming that no one sees yet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the stories shaping hip-hop and celebrity culture, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this story, and many others, are far from over.